DMT Bad Trip. Yo, what's up? It's someone that's no one, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report is coming from Kristian, where they took 5-MeO DMT, and here's the full report details. Okay, so here we have a supposed 5-MeO DMT report. This is technically the first time we're ever covering this, if you want to exclude things like actual toad. But I do want to say, there isn't a whole lot of indication if this is 5-MeO or just normal DMT. They claim to have tripped on DMT about 100 times, but here, they just casually do some 5-MeO apparently. Either way, it's a trippy experience and one I'm sure you'll enjoy. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. Hi, my name is Kristian, and I have a trip report. I am a very experienced psychonaut, if I may say so. I have previously enjoyed about 100 DMT trips, and all of them were good trips. Sadly, I have never met any entities during my trips, only fractals. I was alone in my room and had about 1/4 gram of DMT crystals in a glass pipe. I decided I'm going to take it all in one big intake. I prepared my headphones and my favorite song, Sightings by Topaz Rags. I used the briner and melted all the powder nicely, then inhaled and put on a blindfold. Right off the offset, I felt something strange going on. There was no colors, no oscilloscope carrier wave, no proterozoic fractal tunnel, nothing. My song was playing, and I laid there in darkness for about a minute waiting for the DMT to kick in. Very soon I got agitated, and I wanted to take my blindfold off, but then I realized I can't. To my dread, I realized I can't even feel my hands. It was as if I didn't have any. It was worse than being paralyzed. I had no body. I was simply a mind suspended in complete darkness. At this point, I started panicking, and then it started. Faint red stripes appear across my visual field, like gossamer waves undulating in red and black, like stripes of a zebra. The colors had a somewhat ominous feel to them. Soon, I realized I was staring at the leg of the impossibly large cosmic woman, large as a galaxy in black and red stripes. As I raised my vision slowly to look up, I was gradually realizing that the cosmic woman is performing a pole striptease. She had such a magnificent body. It was the most utterly beautiful creature I have ever seen. I flew upwards to her face. I felt like an ant before a goddess whose face was the size of a sun. And as I reached her eyes, the most gorgeous face turned into some kind of hideous demon monkey monstrosity in ultra-fractal HD. It had a jester-like hat with those dangling bits, and was laughing at me. I felt utter terror. A dark and evil aura filled my very being. I was panicking hopelessly. Some part of my mind told me with utter certainty that I somehow fucked up and now I'm gonna die. I screamed, "No, I can't die! This isn't real! You can't hurt me!" And the demon jester monkey lady spoke, "All realities are real. Don't you know that, you funny little critter?" And she laughed. Her laugh was brittle and radiant. I kept repeating, "You can't hurt me!" And she responded with something like, "Oh, but I can." And I was like, "No, this is a trip! It's not possible!" Out of an infinity of doors you could have opened, you came to me. One door where you can die. And die you shall. She laughed, and her dreadful laughter echoed in my head. It hurt like how I imagined how a stroke would feel. Sharp needles of pain. Somehow, I don't really know how I managed to feel my hands, but I ripped the blindfold off and I opened my eyes. I stared at the wall, but I couldn't see it. With all effort of my being, I forced myself to imagine the window curtains, and after a strenuous, painful effort, I began to see them and the outlines of my room and window. I crawled myself out of this horrible bad trip. My heart was pounding and my chest hurt. I called an ambulance, and after 15 minutes they came. I explained the symptoms in the hospital, where they suspected I had a mild heart attack. I did not mention I had taken any substances, as DMT is illegal in my country. Now, I'm not saying the DMT trip caused it. It might as well be my own fright and panic that did it. Out of hundreds of experiences, I had none like this, and I have never met any kind of entity. This was my first and my last, as I have never taken DMT again.